Genesis chapter 21 is a pivotal chapter in the story of Abraham and Sarah, as it marks the fulfillment of God's promise to give them a son. After waiting for decades, Sarah finally gives birth to a son named Isaac. This was a miraculous event, given that Sarah was far beyond childbearing age. However, Sarah was not pleased when she saw Ishmael, the son of her handmaiden Hagar, mocking her son Isaac. She demanded that Abraham send Hagar and Ishmael away, so that they would not share in Isaac's inheritance. Abraham was distressed, but God told him to listen to Sarah, and promised to make a great nation out of Ishmael as well. So, Abraham reluctantly sent Hagar and Ishmael into the wilderness, with just some bread and water. But God did not abandon them. He heard Ishmael's cries and provided a well of water for them to drink from. Ishmael grew up to become a skilled archer and lived in the wilderness of Paran. Meanwhile, Isaac grew stronger each day and was weaned. Abraham held a great feast to celebrate his son's weaning. But Sarah saw Ishmael, the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, playing with her son Isaac and demanded that Abraham send him and his mother away. Abraham was distressed, but God told him to listen to Sarah, and promised to make a great nation out of Ishmael as well. So, Abraham reluctantly sent Hagar and Ishmael into the wilderness, with just some bread and water. But God did not abandon them. He heard Ishmael's cries and provided a well of water for them to drink from. Ishmael grew up to become a skilled archer and lived in the wilderness of Paran. As for Isaac, he continued to grow and thrive, and God was with him every step of the way. Genesis chapter 22 tells the dramatic story of God's test of Abraham's faith. One day, God spoke to Abraham and said, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. Offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains that I shall show you." Abraham was understandably shaken by this command. He loved Isaac more than anything in the world, and the idea of sacrificing him was unthinkable. But Abraham trusted God, and so he set out on the journey with Isaac and a couple of servants. When they reached the place that God had shown him, Abraham built an altar and prepared to sacrifice his beloved son. Just as he was about to do so, an angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, saying, "Do not lay your hand on the boy or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught in a thicket by its horns. He took the ram and sacrificed it in place of Isaac. And from that day forward, God promised to bless Abraham and his descendants, saying, "By myself I have sworn, declares the Lord, because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you, and I will surely multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, and as the sand that is on the